Good morning, it's Thursday. It's about 9:30 or so in the morning. Got the black bike, the Lymey bike, back on the lift. Gonna put the battery in. The first thing we're gonna do is drain the sump. The bike has been sitting with a drained sump for a week at least. And so I'm going to drain the sump and see if any oil has leaked down from the oil bottle through the AMR mod into the sump. That'll tell us if there's a problem with the AMR mod efficacy. Now, in the meantime, I just did I took the little white bike down and did a cold start. Actually, I did a cold start and then took the bike down. And so it's ready for a test ride. Kevin may be able to come down this afternoon and do a test ride on it. Today's the old farts, PHARTZ lunch. So I've got about an hour or so to work with this bike, and let's see what happens. I'm going to put this new battery in, slightly larger than the old battery. I've used these on Nortons before. Let's make sure it works. If not, well, I'll run up the batteries and get one of the same size as the old one. But I think it'll fit in here just fine. Thank you very much. So let's see if that works out. Now, first of all, I'm going to go ahead and dump the sump. And I'll set this thing up so you can watch the process. All right, now this is a 72. Its sump plug is very small compared to the 73 and laters. 9/16 socket. All right, now it's pretty well stopped. I'm going to put the plug back in and measure the oil. All right, let's measure the oil that came out of that sump. All right, let's see, this is ounces. And right here's ounces. And let's see if I can zoom in. Just about 8 ounces. Huh. So that's the amount that drained down or was in or settled inside the engine since I last dumped the sump. I'm not sure what that tells us. It theoretically could have been residual oil in the sump. It's quite a bit if it was. It could be slipping through the AMR mod. I will ask AMR if there's any difference between the mod for a 72 versus a 73, 74, 75, and see what he says. So this has been at least a week sitting with what we thought was an empty sump. And so the question is at this point in time simply unresolved. The thing that we can do now is put fresh oil in the bike and ride the bike and let it sit again and see what happens after a ride and some settling time. Basically, the project is unresolved, and we can think more about it. And I'm going to get Mike's opinion on the how the 72 AMR mod might be different than a 73, 4, or 5. Well, not 5, because 5 doesn't need it. 73 or 74. So that's where we are. I'm going to I have put the plug back in. I'm going to put the oil back in. I'm going to put 6 ounces of oil, or basically this, back into the engine through the rocker so that there's oil in the sump when I start the bike. And then I'm going to install the new battery. So that's where we are right now. Okay, so I normally put around 6 ounces of oil in the sump on any bike that I've emptied the sump, just so that the engine will have some, what I refer to as splash oil down in the bottom end. The books actually talk about priming oil, and I just make sure there's oil in the engine before I start the bike up after having drained the sump. So I'm going to put this oil back in here. This is the 8 ounces of oil we just took out. I'm going to put it back in. It looks dark, but it's not. It's brand new oil. It's got very, very few miles on it. I normally, I just use this sump filler upper, also known as a baster. And I use the thin little tube to get up over behind the rockers, because otherwise it'll fill up that little area here and come gushing back out. All right, I am not going to make you watch this. I'm going to stop this now until I get this done. Well, look who's here, kiddies. It's Mr. Gary with his Christmas toy. Isn't this pretty? My goodness. When he gets on this car, when he leaves here, that car has the capabilities of leaving about 75 feet of black rubber on the road, going right down there. Of course, he doesn't do that because I don't think he's ever driven this car more than, what, 45 miles an hour, would you say, Gary?
Up to 50
You've had it up to 50 almost.
Oh, yeah.
I fully understand, yes. No sense in, making the car go faster than what's comfortable. I understand.
Don't overdo it.
Yeah, don't overdo it, yeah.
I'm a mature male now.
Right, just like me. Yes.
Yeah.
And if you'll notice the man's, I'm going to zoom in on the man's hat. All right.
Okay.
Semper Fi, Gary.
Semper Fi.
Once a Marine, always a Marine.
You betcha.
I was in the Air Force because I knew I wouldn't stand a chance in the Marine Corps. I was, 100 pounds soaking wet. I knew that there's no way. Marine Corps, Army, it ain't going to be happening. I went to the airplane service, and it worked out.
It worked out.
It worked out anyway. So come on in.
Hey, well, thank you.
And let's go have a cup of coffee.
Oh, sure.
and talk about war stories.
You know, all that stuff.
Oh, listen to this thing when it fires up. It is pretty, isn't it? It looks so bad. And that was it. That was his burning rubber pull away. Gary and I have known each other forever. The parallels in our lives are incredible. We both had Harleys. I had a 125cc. He had a 165cc. He's Marine, I'm Air Force. The parallels in our lives are incredible. We own the same guns, and we only met when we were probably in our 50s, and friends ever since. Interesting. Okay, so I put the oil back in the bike, and I don't know if I mentioned it before. I'll mention it now. These are not just polished. He had these satin chromed. All the valve covers are satin chromed. Something else he had satin chromed. He had the brake pedal chromed. I had this chromed. I don't know if he had. They're chrome, so he may have had them chromed. He's done a beautiful job of restoring this bike. It was kind of a mess when he got it, and he's done a beautiful job of getting it all fixed up. And it's lovely. It really is. So let's put the battery in and see what happens. Yeah, let's see if it fits. I've put these in Nortons before, so let's see if it fits. Okay, now this is interesting. When I saw how the other battery was held down with this this clamp, I thought, wow, that's really clever. I mean, he took a clamp and he went down here, came up here, one long clamp, and it's Bob's your uncle. But he didn't. He actually drilled it and bolted this part here, and I'm assuming he drilled it and bolted that part there. So, see, what I was going to do was simply take a really long clamp and put it through the same holes to fit the larger battery, which would be just fine. It's very clever. This is very, very clever. And interesting. Okay, so he doesn't want me to take this apart. I understand that. What I'll do is I will put the new battery in and fit it one way or the other. And then he can change the, I'll give him this. And he can just go down one slot, up the other, and use the larger clamp. I'm tempted to just take this apart, but he asked me not to. So I'll let him do it. Huh, how interesting. Okay, let's see what I can do. All right, we're back from the old parts, PHARTZ lunch, and the battery's installed. I just took that great big clamp and ran it completely around the battery box. So it just goes under the battery box, comes out the back, up and over, and connects to itself. The original one is still underneath here. I didn't take it out. And this is the other half of the original one. It's up there too. So the client can decide if he wants to use this method or make this method a little longer. Whatever works best. Right now it's installed and hooked up, and we should have no problem turning things on. So should have lights. Lights are controlled up here. Whoa, nice light. And high beam, low beam. Okay, there you go. And tail lights on. And let's hit the brake, which is back here. Let's see if I can keep this on here and hit the brake. I can't see. My arms just aren't long enough. So, let's see. I'm going to try to reach this. I'm going to zoom this in there so I have a bigger field and try to hold this back here and see if I have, yeah, I do have, I can see the brake light working. Okay, good. So, headlight, brake light, and brake light on the front brake. There you go. And that's about it. So I think I'm gonna, let's see, I've measured the sump quantity and hooked up the battery. And basically I think it's ready for a first start. We'll see. Okay, one last thing that I do on batteries is I always cover the hot negative terminal with a couple layers of Gorilla Tape. Just for the heck of it, make sure nothing bumps up against it. So that insulates it a little bit. So the battery's in place, the electrical system looks good. I'm going to lower the bike down now and see if I can have enough strength to kickstart it. If not, we will invite Kevin down to bring his size 13 brogans and his electric leg. All right, well it's, oh gosh, it's 2 o'clock. And we are going out for the evening, and it's an early evening, so we need to start getting ready. So I put this down, I put the lift down, and I gave the bike a couple of casual kicks, but I'm wearing soft shoes rather than boots. And I said to myself, I said, sir, go ahead and invite Kevin down to let him do the kicking on this bike rather than me, and we'll do that tomorrow. So he'll come down and kick on this bike tomorrow maybe, and he'll do a test ride on this bike tomorrow maybe, and that's the plan, and that's the way it is here on Griswold Road.